What if the person you underestimated the most turned out to be the one who could save everything? This is the story of a poor girl mocked for her claim, yet within moments she stunned an entire company and left even the director speechless. The bell rang through the halls of Westbrook Academy, echoing like the sharp crack of a whip. Students poured out of their classrooms, their voices blending into a chorus of laughter, after-school plans, and complaints about homework. Among them was Sasha, a quiet but brilliant 15-year-old girl. She carried within her a natural curiosity and a quiet strength that made her stand out without even trying. Her long curly hair, her favorite feature, framed her face with pride. It had taken years to grow, and it was more than just hair. It was a piece of her identity, a legacy from her late mother. Clutching her sketchbook, Sasha walked alone toward the art room, where she often spent her free time. But just as she turned down the hallway, a sharp voice came over the intercom. "Sasha Seagal, please report to the principal's office immediately." Her heart skipped. She hadn't done anything wrong. When she stepped inside Principal Whitmore's office, two things struck her immediately: his cold, severe gaze and the electric hair clippers sitting on his desk. Whitmore was notorious at Westbrook. Known for his rigid rules and obsession with control, his bias and cruelty had long gone unchecked. Years of seniority and the indifference of higher-ups had shielded him. "Sit," he ordered harshly. Confused, Sasha obeyed. "You violated the standards of this institution," he said, leaning forward. "Your hair is a distraction, messy, unprofessional." Sasha's mouth fell open. "My hair? But it's always been like this." "That's the problem," Whitmore snapped. Without another word, he picked up the clippers and switched them on. The buzzing filled the office. Sasha froze in horror. "I'm calling my dad," she whispered, her voice shaking. "You can call whoever you like," he sneered, "after this." And with one aggressive motion, he cut into her curls. Thick locks fell to the floor. Tears welled in her eyes as she tried to pull away. "Stop, you can't do this," she cried, but Whitmore ignored her. The secretary, Mrs. Dallin, stood at the door in shock but did nothing to stop him. When it was over, Sasha was trembling. Her head was uneven, raw, and exposed, surrounded by tufts of hair scattered across the office floor. Whitmore tossed the clippers aside like garbage. "There," he said with satisfaction. "Now you can call your father." With shaking hands, Sasha pulled out her phone. Across the city, Steven Seagal, dressed simply in jeans and a light jacket, was finishing a quiet coffee when his phone rang. It was Sasha, her voice cracked with sobs. "Dad, he shaved my head. The principal, he held me down. He said I wasn't professional. Please come get me." Steven didn't ask for details. He didn't shout. He didn't panic. He stood, slid on his sunglasses, and whispered only two words: "I'm coming." Moments later, a black SUV rolled up to Westbrook Academy. Students in the courtyard stopped talking, their eyes drawn to the man stepping out. Even in casual clothes, Steven carried a presence that silenced the air. Those who didn't recognize him could still feel the storm in every step he took toward the school doors. The receptionist tried to stop him. "Sir, you can't—" "I'm here for my daughter," he said, his voice low, sharp as gravel soaked in fire. And without waiting, he walked straight down the hallway. Sasha sat alone in a classroom, her face swollen from crying, her head bowed. Some students had seen her. One had even given her a sweatshirt to cover her scalp. When the door opened, she lifted her eyes. "Dad!" Steven didn't speak. He crouched beside her, gently lifted her chin, and studied her uneven hair, his jaw tightening. He laid his hand over hers, steadying her trembling fingers. "Who did this to you?" She hesitated, whispering, "Principal Whitmore." Steven stood slowly, as if carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. "Stay here." Whitmore was sipping coffee in his office when the door burst open. He snapped, "Hey, you can't," but froze mid-sentence when he saw who had walked in. "Mr. Seagal," he stammered, trying to regain his composure. "I don't know what your daughter told you, but we were simply enforcing school policy." Steven's silence was more terrifying than words. He stepped closer, lowering his voice. "You put clippers to a child's head. You assaulted my daughter." Whitmore straightened, clinging to authority. "Her appearance violated the rules. She was being defiant. I've trained Navy SEALs." Steven cut him off. "I've been in war zones quieter than this office. Don't think for a second I can't recognize a coward when I see one." Whitmore swallowed hard. "You violated her civil rights," Steven continued, leaning closer. "You traumatized a child. And now, you're going to face the consequences." Outside, staff had gathered. Rumors spread. The superintendent soon arrived with district lawyers, and within the hour, Principal Whitmore was escorted out of the building. The tyrant who had ruled the school through fear was finished. That night, a video went viral. Someone had captured Steven leaving the school with Sasha, his arm wrapped protectively around her. Her head was uneven, but held high. The caption read, "She walked in alone. She left with a warrior and with justice." The next morning, national headlines carried the story. Messages of support poured in from around the world. A movement had begun. Hashtags demanding justice for Sasha trended across social media, and this was just the beginning. This story reminds us that power without compassion is nothing but cruelty. Principal Whitmore believed that rules gave him the right to strip away a young girl's dignity, but in truth, he only revealed his weakness. True strength isn't about control or intimidation. It's about protection, respect, and standing up for what's right.